Basashi. Many of us cringe at the thought of eating horse meat, especially raw and cold. But in Japan, raw horse meat, also called basashi, is considered a delicacy and served in many restaurants. 1,500 earthquakes per year. The primary reason Japan gets so many earthquakes is because of their geographical position. The country is located at the junction of four massive tectonic plates, and when the plates move, an earthquake occurs. In 2011, the plates suddenly began to move very actively, which led to the Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. The National Police Agency confirmed 15,894 deaths in Japan, but the tsunami also caused deaths in other countries, including one man in California who went to photograph the tsunami and was swept out in the water. His body was later found 330 miles to the north in Oregon. Vending machines. In most countries, vending machines usually sell snacks, chips, candy, soda pops, but in Japan you can also find vending machines selling unique items, including panties, live fish, and dirty magazines. Chomping. In Japan, it's perfectly normal to chomp when eating noodles or soup. In America, it's customary to eat without making any unnecessary sounds. Chomping or sipping sounds is considered unnecessary and rude. But in Japan, it's quite the opposite. Chomping is perfectly normal and acceptable, even in public, and even strongly recommended. When the Japanese eat hot soup or noodles, they smack, sip, chomp, and behave from the perspective of the Western man like a pig. Why? This behavior in Japan is seen as a sign of appreciation and approval. This means that you so much like the soup or noodles that you want to cram into your mouth as much as possible at any cost. In other words, this behavior is a compliment to the cook for a job well done. Japanese street names. In Japan, many streets do not have names, so how do the Japanese orient themselves in their cities among the nameless streets? They simply have a peculiar address system. Instead of the street name, the numbers of quarters are used. Each quarter is assigned a unique number. This number is the address. Spaces between blocks, streets, remain without names. In Japan, it is usually said, I live in the second block, or I work in the 13th block, instead of I work on Main Street, or I live on Tokyo Street. For many people from Western countries, such a system may seem confusing and ineffective, but in reality it is not. It is very easy to get used to such a system. It is also easy to use it and find the desired area very quickly. For example, if the restaurant you are looking for in Tokyo is located in the 12th quarter, then you need to take a map and find a quarter at number 12. And you have found where to go. In addition, it is easier to associate a quarter number with the place on the map and remember the route than the street names that we are familiar with. Adult adoption. In Japan, it is normal to adopt adult men. For many Japanese families, especially wealthy, it's perfectly normal to adopt adult men. Why? There are two reasons. First, the adult man will become the successor of the family. Japan, like many other countries in the world, surnames are transmitted through male children. Couples who have only daughters may well consider taking an adult male into the family, so the family name does not die out. Secondly, an adult male will provide the family with additional financial support if the family is not too wealthy, or help in business. This practice is quite common in the rich Japanese families owning large companies. Adult men can inherit and manage a family business or start their own. Even if the family has their own male children for inheritance, but the father sees they are not suitable for doing business, he can still take a good leader into the family.
I almost threw it. Oh my god. I